All right, guys, welcome to another edition of CPP Tech. So today what we're going to do is a vertical mount. On that midlife crisis, I actually had bought the Lian vertical mount for the case. However, whenever I went to go do the install of it, if you notice, I have like 12 fans in there. I got the push-pull configuration. I got 3 fans in the bottom, 3 fans in the top, and then 2 fans for the radiator. The way this mount works is you actually have to, this goes on the bracket where your traditional cards go, and then you have this bracket here. Well, this bracket here doesn't attach to that. It actually mounts on the bottom of the Lian case, and I don't want to sacrifice my fans for vertical mount. So I came across this Phanteks vertical mount. So what we're going to do is actually try to install this on the midlife crisis and not compromise with the fans. So let's go.
Right. Computer. Text. CPP.
Okay, so like I said before, I got this Phanteks vertical mount. The way this mount works, and I'm hoping that this works out pretty good for me. It does come with the extended cable, some screws, but this is the mount. So the mount actually is sit in here. It takes up 5 of the spaces, and the card will sit on this. We have to install this onto the bracket here. But what I'm hoping is it's actually going to sit above the fans, and how big that card is, I'm hoping there's no sag. So what we're going to try to do is go ahead and install it and see what we have. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and prep all this and get it ready. I'm actually going to go ahead and show you what the temperature is with it vertically mounted, and afterwards with it horizontally mounted, and afterwards vertically mounted. There's no, they sealed this up. There it is. So they sealed this turd up. Let's get that out of the way. Noisy on the mic. So I do have in the computer I do have a FireWire card. I'll be taking that out. I've used it twice. I really want it, but I can manage to do without. And with that computer that RJ and I, the retro build upgrade, which that should be coming out shortly. We'll see if it works in there. So how this works is you got just two screws that this screws on.
Got it.
Yeah. How this works is you got two screws that this screws on. So if you look on the bracket, you've got 2 holes. You got 2 holes on either side of this, and they screw on like that. So what we're going to do is go ahead and screw these on. It comes with 5 screws. It looks 2 to screw this on, and then 2 to hold your GPU if you didn't have any screws to begin with. I will tell you though, before you install the bracket onto the actual computer case, you're actually going to want to install the GPU onto this first. Just to give you a little bit of a tip. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get the 2 mounting screws for your GPU on once this goes into the case, because it'll actually be covered up. Just a helpful tip. Screw these on here just like this. Don't lose these, buddy. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to show you the benchmarks for the before, and then when that gets done, we'll come back and we'll start mounting the bracket into the actual device. Okay, so let's go over there. Okay, so I'm going to actually undo the mount. We may have to readjust these. We may have to rerun these wires in a certain spot. So let's go ahead and unmount the GPU. My biggest fear right now on doing this is that my cooler, I have the Deep Cool 360 AIO, and as you can tell, it's pretty big. So let's go ahead and just undo. Oh, there it goes. Okay. See how much sag that is? That's that.
Yeah. You spent like what, two or 3 hours on this?
Yeah. Can't see.
I'm gonna hold the light.
No. Oh, there's one more screw for the bracket. Or say, grab that bracket.
What?
Grab the bracket. No, the bracket.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go. There you go. Thank you.
The brackets. What?
Alright.
That's the CPU, right?
There's the card.
That's the
the card.
GeForce RTX.
Yep. So
Holy
I'm
crap.
gonna try to get it in there like this. But like I said, we're gonna have to take out the card there. So what we're gonna have to do, I think, is reroute these to down here. Maybe. Go ahead and grab me the bracket.
No, bracket.
Yes.
Here's the bracket.
Okay. So before I actually even do this, I'm gonna actually make sure that we get this in here where it fits. If it will. I'm gonna have to take off the bottom one or the top one. I'm gonna have to take off that one more. Watch out. Whoops. All right, so I'll give you guys a closer shot of what this actually entails. So we're gonna fit it right inside of there. Let's see if we've got. Okay, so it looks like it's actually going to sit on the fans. So that's good. Now we got to figure out the power situation on the for the card. I think we may get away with. Yeah. So what's really cool though is that, I don't know if you guys realize this, but I bought these 90-degree extenders or clamps, or not really clamps, but what have you, for the power source. That way the cable don't go right on inside. I also actually, if you look, I got a 90 for the 24-pin connector as well. But this has two 8-pin and one 6-pin. Two 8-pin and one 6-pin. So I want to try to get this to where I don't have to reroute them cables right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and mount the GPU on this bracket first, because like I said, you're going to have to do that before you do the install. And let's see what we have. All right. So we're going to mount this card on here first. Okay. So that's mounted there. So now line up the screw holes up here. Tighten that one down. Tighten this one down. Now the reason you do this on this box is if you take a look at the card, you've got your feet, the stands that go in there. If you put that on the table, it's not going to go in. So now that that's mounted, we can set this aside. So what I'm going to try to do first is we're going to mount the power cables to the card, and then we're going to actually mount the extender to the board, and I'm going to try to mount the card in. So hopefully I don't have to readjust these cables. It's a tight fit. Okay. Now I'm going to put this in here. Don't forget to pull the thing off like I just did. That clicks right in place. Go ahead and see if we can't get this mounted. There it goes.
Want to go in the first time?
Okay, well she's in. There's no sag or nothing. I didn't have to reroute my power cable, which was great for me. Less work, right? So why don't we, before I put the front and all back on, why don't we power this thing up and see what we have? Okay, let's fire it up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This light's on the bottom? What? Or
Here
I
we
bet
go, here we go, moving on.
we got something. Oh. Giving us a fan. Oh. We got something.
don't.
That's scary.
All right, so there's the vertical mount. Looks pretty good. I like it. So what we're gonna do is actually run Heaven again and see if the temperatures rise, stay the same, or what have you. But before I do that, I am gonna put this back together like it was when I ran it the first time, whenever it was in horizontal mode. So let's go ahead and put this together, and then we'll go check out the benchmarks on that. I think personally it's going to stay the same because I got the 3 fans still, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to keep the 3 fans down here. I didn't want to use that Lian one that I bought for this because you'd have to take out at least 2 of these fans because it sits on the bottom like I said before. So yeah, I'm happy with this. I had to get rid of the Firewire card, but I didn't use it that much anyway. I do have stuff I need, but if I really need to, I can figure out something, you know. So let's go ahead and put this together and go over to the temps.
Benchmarks.
All right, as you guys can see, it hit the max at 70 degrees Celsius, but it stayed steady sitting at 69, and it was, what, 72, 73 on the other. Max frames per second, 171. I don't remember what the one before that was, but I'll look at it and we'll compare it at the end of this video. But yeah, sitting at 69 degrees, you know, versus what was that, 72, 73, and I vertical mounted it. So, okay, well, let's go back over to the table and we'll talk more about it. So that was the Phanteks vertical mount, showing you how to mount it and all that. Wow. I wasn't expecting those temperatures to be the way they were. I was actually quite surprised that they lowered instead of higher. I thought maybe it would have gone 1 degree or 2 degrees higher doing the vertical mount, with everything else out there being vertical, cuts out airflow. It might be because I've got the 3 fans. Actually, there's 2 fans blowing right up on the card. That might have helped, but I wasn't expecting it to be a 3 or 4 degree difference on that. The minimum, if you looked at the minimum before we did the vertical mount, the minimum was at 53, and then the max hit 73. And then when we did the vertical mount and I ran the test again after the vertical, the minimum was at 47, which was, I mean, that's a high difference on the minimum. The max was at 70, and it pretty much was set at 69 the whole time, and only hit 70 at one little small peak. I did run it a third time, which I did not show you, and the minimum was actually sitting at 52, but the max still only hit 70 again, with it mostly sitting at 69. And now I have not overclocked this card at all. It's sitting at stock right now, so that was pretty impressive. Tell me your thoughts on it. Like I said, I think the fans blowing up on it from underneath is actually helping it a lot. So with that being said, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, subscribe, like, and I thank you for watching. Bye now. Don't. I knew that was going to happen.